Good morning, everybody, on this sunny morning here in Maui, Hawaii, day 2 of the 2012 Ho'okipa Kite Surf Pro. Good morning, Sky. Hope you had a good evening last night. Woke up to some pumping surf out there this morning.
I feel like I actually woke up in 1974, judging by your facial hair there, Ben.
Yep, final day of Movember here. Happy Movember to all of you out there participating. I also, I'm not sure if I woke up this morning in Woodstock or if I'm here on this beautiful valley isle.
In any case, it is a beautiful morning here on Maui. As you can see out here behind us, beautiful view of the North Shore. We are standing up here just next to the Iao Valley, one of the most beautiful locations on the island here of Maui, the Valley Isle. And yeah, the surf is absolutely pumping out there this morning. Looking out behind us here, we can see some of the spots and some of those big lines wrapping in off the Pacific there. It's just an absolutely gorgeous day here.
Exactly, and driving up the coast this morning on the North Shore was pretty misty, pretty hazy. Usually means that the day is going to be pretty stagnant as far as wind is concerned. Where we stand now on the West Maui's, overlooking the town of Kahului, where you fly into here on the island of Maui. Usually on a typical trade wind day, actually where we're standing is where the clouds start building up in the morning, and you can kind of, when you wake up in the morning, if you look over here at the mountains and you see kind of that top hat of clouds on the mountains, you know it's going to be a fairly strong trade wind day. Usually the air is really clear, and today, as you can see behind us, it's pretty hazy, not a lot of air movement around. We don't have that cloud system that we typically find above ourselves here.
Yeah.
So it looks like the day is probably not going to give us too much wind, but
yeah, I'm guessing you know, it's pretty much guaranteed a lay day from the looks of things this morning. That indicator of the clouds there just not working this morning, and as you said, not a lot of air movement, but the swell is absolutely pumping out there, so I'm sure
firing.
A lot of us are going to get out there and go for a paddle, maybe even a tow surf. It's, I believe, an advisory level swell today, so there's going to be plenty of action going on. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be a competition day. But this is the morning show, day 2 here of the Ho'okipa Kite Surf Pro, and looking a little bit forward into the forecast, it looks like next week could potentially be trade winds back, so we'll wait and see how that develops, and possibly get into a little bit more of that later this morning.
And just to give you a bit of perspective, even we're at a pretty cool vantage point, and though you can't see exactly through us behind exactly what we're looking at, basically in town, right below where we're standing now, is again where I said you fly into Kahului, and basically immediately right outside of Kahului is world famous Kite Beach, and Kanaha State Park as well, which has a couple of pretty significant reef breaks of their own down there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But as we work our way up towards the coast, basically behind where we're standing now is where you would find going through the town of Paia, and then eventually coming up upon Ho'okipa State Park, and again right below there, as we spoke a little bit about yesterday, Lanes is also kind of connected. It's just the break right down from Ho'okipa, but where we stand now, kind of as you work your way up the coast, is where you'll find our eventual event site at Ho'okipa State Park.
Yeah, and it's pretty impressive coming up around the corner in the bend of the Hana Highway. Just as you see the ocean there, you can see the whole row of flags there set up for the KSP event. And we're just stoked and honored to be able to run our kite surf event up there at Ho'okipa. Continuing up the Hana Highway, of course, world famous Jaws, or Piahi as it's locally known. Probably going to be breaking out there today. Probably going to see some guys out paddling at Piahi later on this afternoon. And if any of those guys happen to be our competitors, hopefully they are going to be safe out there in that big surf.
Yeah, it should be a fantastic day of water sports all around. Anytime the swell gets big enough to put that mist in the air, there's a buzz on the island. Everybody kind of has that extra burst of energy. Everyone up early checking the conditions, as we were this morning, Sky. So
yep.
Even though it looks like we're going to have a lay day for wind, it looks like it's going to be a solid day of surf out there, whether You're on this side, or I'm sorry, right in front of us here, right down or up the coast as you described earlier at some of the bigger, more world famous breaks here on Maui.
Exactly, and for those of you who tuned into the live broadcast yesterday, we had our opening ceremony down there on the beach, a traditional Hawaiian blessing, welcoming the competitors here to this final of the World Tour of 2012. This is our fourth and final event here at Hokipa. And yeah, that was a great opening to the party. Really set to the event, and really set the tone for the week to come.
Yeah, we had Kumu Itawa out there giving the traditional blessing, and it was such an awesome sight to see. A great introduction and opening of any event here in the islands of Hawaii, and it definitely sets the tone for the aloha spirit here that we find on every island of Hawaii, and especially here for this event on the island of Maui.
Absolutely, yeah, just a beautiful way to open the event up, and we actually were able to catch up with some of those guys yesterday, and I believe we are going to check out a little bit of that right now, and we will be back here with you shortly.
For Hawaiians, for the people who live in Hawaii, the ocean it's a birthplace. It means life. The ocean is a sacred place, and Ho'okipa is a sacred place even among all our beaches. It's a mecca. People consider it a mecca because of the combination of wind and waves. It's just the right combination for many sports: surfing, windsurfing, bodyboarding, and now kite surfing.
Hokipa is special for kiting competition because normally kiters aren't allowed to kite at the point at Hokipa, which is an amazing spot for wind and waves. Normally it's only windsurfers allowed here. So to be able to hold the World Championships at Hokipa for kiting is amazing. I'm really looking forward to see what the end result will be. There are 3 or 4 guys that could take home the title for World Championship. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the KSP Hokipa will bring.
I'm really excited to be competing at home. You know, now I get to sleep in my own bed and get up in the morning and come up here. We haven't actually been able to kite surf at Hokipa too much, so I don't have a huge advantage against everybody else, but I've surfed out here a bunch of times and I've kited it a few times too, so I don't know, I'm just excited. Hopefully we can get the win and get the contest going.
Well, starting off this contest or this tour, I never expected to do so good. I really wanted to get a podium, but like being in the first position now is really like something I didn't expect at all, and I'm super stoked about it, and I hope I can keep the first position during this event. So yeah, let's see what happens. Pray for wind and waves.
And what a beautiful opening ceremony it was yesterday at Hokipa Beach Park. 9 o'clock opening the Hokipa Kitesurf Pro 2012 here on Maui. I have Brett Price, our head judge, with me here this morning. And Brett, yesterday, right after the opening ceremony, you called a delay day for yesterday. This morning you called another delay day.
Correct.
As a Hawaiian resident, what's your take on the forecast and what we can expect?
Well, unfortunately, today and tomorrow and Monday aren't looking too promising. But, you know, anything can happen. And starting Tuesday, there's an outside chance that we could have wind. Tuesday, Wednesday, outside chance. Looks like Thursday for sure, Friday for sure. So we'll have to see how it goes, but it's looking promising. So hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed and everything will work out.
That sounds great. And you are actually looking forward to seeing the competition going off at Ho'okipa. I think being, again, a Hawaiian resident, but also a board member of the MKC, the Maui kitesurfing community, that has been a really big part on pulling off this event. How does it feel for you guys to finally have an event back at Ho'okipa?
Oh, I think the whole kiting community is entirely stoked. I mean, everybody's so excited. I've been talking to some of the local guys here, and they're watching some of our rippers from the tour, and they're just amazed at what they're seeing. So yeah, it couldn't be a better vibe.
Yeah, and I have to agree with that. Also for us, I don't think it could be any better vibe. We feel so welcome here, and the community has really been so amazing in making this event happen.
It's a great community.
Together with us. I agree. And well, we heard it in the video just now. Sam was pointing at us at it. Usually it's not really allowed to kite at Ho'okipa, and now you finally, during the event, can see kiteboarders out at the point. Is that something really special?
It is. It's not entirely accurate, though. I have to say we can kite there. There is kiting that is allowed at Ho'okipa any day of the week, but there is a 10-man rule. And so if there's 10 surfers in the water or 10 windsurfers in the water, then we are not allowed out there. And usually that's the case. So, you know, but we get our share of days if we get out there early, or it's a really big day and, you know, the surfers can't get out, and the windsurfers, you know, the channel can be a bit intimidating. So yeah, there's a lot of days, on the big days, windy days, we get out there.
Well, that's good, but I think it still is a first, or at least in a long time, that we see the point just crowded with kiteboarders.
That is for sure. I mean, that's insane. Yeah,
and
that's great.
I'm looking forward to that, and it's really great to know about that 10-man rule. And I think the MKC, the Maui kitesurfing community, had a lot to do with that. And
yes,
you're really protecting the rights of the kiteboarders here on the island. So
no doubt about it.
Good job with that.
Thank you very much.
And thanks so much for doing all what you're doing.
My pleasure.
Together with the other guys. Thanks a lot for being here with us this morning, and we'll see you tomorrow and the next days.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we just heard from our head judge, Brad Price, there standing by with Christine Boza. If you're just joining us, official lay day here called once again for the Ho'okipa Kitesurf Pro 2012. However, getting some of that local knowledge there from Brad Price. Looking into next week, looks like we're going to have trade winds returning, so we're just going to have to wait, play the waiting game basically, and see when those trade winds return. They also talked a lot about the kiteboarding community here, and just the community in Maui in general, really supporting this event and welcoming us here with open arms. And just like to say thank you once again to the County of Maui for supporting this event. They've been a huge help and instrumental in making this whole event possible, and of course our sponsors from within the industry. Actually really great to see the kite brand stepping up and really supporting our vision here, the KSP, Best Kiteboarding, Cabrina Kiteboarding, Nash Kiteboarding, North Kiteboarding, and Ion, of course, and our local sponsors, our supporters here, the MKC that they also talked about there, the Maui kiteboarding community, who Brad Price, our head judge, is heavily involved in. Eternal Riders, thanks for the great t-shirt here. Second Wind for hosting a great party at their shop the other night, and of course Neil Pride Maui. So a huge thanks to those guys. And yeah, lay day called here once again, but as we've talked about a lot earlier in the broadcast yesterday, this is the World Tour final. Lots of different scenarios possible to be unfolding here during this event, and we might, I mean, we're definitely going to see our world champion crowned here, but it's anyone's guess who it's going to be coming into this event.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting way. As we touched on the issue a bit yesterday, Sky, that coming out of the last event in Ireland, we didn't have that first, second, third, fourth place finish on the men's side, which sort of left that group, that pack, still sort of in contention for that world championship coming out of Mauritius, which was the last event that we had that final result from. And there was now that we're into the final event, now is sort of the opportunity, and especially during these lay days when everyone's sort of getting nervous, and there's this group of people on the men's side that are all vying for that top spot.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Patrick McLaughlin, of course, being a local Maui boy here, coming into this event as the front runner, tour points leader. He's going to be looking to snatch his first World Championship Tour title here in front of his home crowd. So, but of course, the top 5 men are all mathematically in contention to win this thing. So, depending, of course, on how the others do. But at the moment, those top 5 riders are Patrick McLaughlin in first place, Sebastian Ribeiro in second. I'm sorry, Ayrton Cozzolino in second, Sebastian in third, Luke McGillivray from South Africa in fourth, and then tied for 5th place, we have 3 men. That's Mitu Montero, Guilherme Rendao, and Kiahi De Aboides from Australia. So any of those top 5 men could potentially win this world title.
Yeah, and that's the cool part, as we touched on a bit yesterday. That sort of the 2 main events, really looking forward to sort of that epic big wave, strong wind condition. Mauritius being the first, I would say, on that sort of traditional top to bottom turning waves, where people are going to be able to sort of sit in the lineup and wait for their wave to come through, as we saw in Gincho and in Ireland, more of a real world condition type of situation where it's a lot of shore breaks. There were some point break, obviously, but kind of going left and right in those situations. And Mauritius and Maui are kind of both more traditional top to bottom waves, reeling waves. And in this situation, it's pretty cool actually to have so many guys in contention for that world title coming into this event, because as we know, if conditions align here on the island to be able to contest this battle, it's going to be whoever is crowned champion will be a deserved champion here for the World Tour.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw some really hard-fought battles in all of those locations this year. Of course, on the women's side, also very tight coming into this World Tour final here at Ho'okipa. The top 3 women at the moment, of course, Yalu Langare just stole the lead back from Nina Bichler at our last event in Ireland. Second place, Nina Bichler, and in third place, reigning world champion Ines Correa, the winner of last year's World Championship Tour. So we're going to have to consult our number crunchers exactly. There might even be more women in contention for the title than that, but those are the top 3 at the moment coming into this final event.
Yeah, and that's like, as we were saying, it's pretty cool to have such a wide open event here for the final. A lot of times, World Tour Championship points leaders are kind of already established going into that final event, and really it's for it's for event bragging rights, and this one opens up the possibility for anyone really in that top group, both on the men's and women's side, to steal away not only the victory here in Maui, but the overall world championship for the 2012 KSP Tour.
Exactly, and to win an event, not only to win an event in such a prestigious location, but to actually be crowned world champion here in Maui, I'm sure would be incredible for any rider.
Yeah, so stay tuned for action coming up as soon as we have conditions to allow to compete. It's gonna be a good one. I anticipate all the way from the local wild card, sort of play-ins into the main event. Those we're gonna start off with some pretty great action just even in those events, Sky. And if we get the conditions like we think we're gonna get, it's gonna be a pretty spectacular event to seal the final tour stop here on the KSP Tour for the year.
Yeah, absolutely. So we really look forward to that.
Love to say a few more thanks. I'd love to thank, again, as you mentioned, the Maui County. And we did hear from Rod Antone on the previous clip, the Maui County Communications Director, and really like to give a big shout out to him. We'd also love to thank our lifeguards who are down there. Obviously a day off today for the kite surfing competition, but those guys are down there every single day. protecting the waters, and as you said, a day like today, Sky, where it's a pretty big surf day, those are the guys that you want on your side and watching your back when you're out there.
Absolutely.
Also a big shout out to the mayor here on Maui, Mayor Arakawa, for the support and welcoming us here with fantastic Aloha spirit. And we find ourselves here today, Sky, on an Aloha Friday. Everyone getting off work for the weekend, and what a great introduction into the weekend here for everybody with the surf that's arriving on the island for this Aloha Friday. And can't wait to see what the forecast brings for us for getting this competition underway soon.
Yeah, hopefully those trade winds returning here very shortly in the next few days. Again, things can change really quickly here in Hawaii, and we are looking for those trade winds to come back. And looks like we're going to have plenty of swell for the remainder of the period if all things go well, and we will get this thing underway as soon as conditions allow. So that's going to do it for us here this morning from the Valley Isle. And we will be back here, I believe, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And hopefully keep fingers crossed, pray for wind, and probably get out there and go for a little surf this afternoon.
That's true, and I might go hang out with the hippies in Paia, as I'll fit in with my mustache and 70s hairdo.
And hopefully when we broadcast live tomorrow, you'll have shaved that thing off your face.
I don't know, man. I've started, I think I named it, and it's starting to be a friend of mine. I really like it.
It's becoming a pet.
All right, guys, until tomorrow, have a great morning, and we'll see you bright and early on day 3 of the 2012 Hokipa Kite Surf Pro.